Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Happy Friday, ladies. Happy Friday. What's going on, Sean Q? First, let me ask y'all. Let me get that one. There it is. Lady Posh gave me a one. The ones are just flowing the fuck in here. Hey, Lisa T, how y'all doing? We got NG up in here. Colette de Jure is here. We got Eve here. Kimberly Parkinson is here. All the ladies in here. Ladies, we got a lot to cover. Hey, 11, how are you? She says, hey, chat. Alex is here. Blackest any refugee. Let's go. We got a lot to cover tonight. Ladies, listen. First, let me go ahead and thank you for being here. And I'm going to immediately share my screen. We were here last time, and guess what? We might have a secret crystal ball around this motherfucker, I guess, because didn't we say that white lady was going to be arrested? Remember we said that? Ladies, let me tell you something. I'm literally not trying to toot my horn. Okay, but here's the deal. When you've been around the block, right, and seen some shit, let me give y'all a piece of advice. Start putting your feelings away, okay, and start noticing people, history, and patterns. Okay? You are going to do so much better in life, I promise you, if you pull back your feelings, especially with strangers. If you don't know a motherfucker, I mean, come on, what you getting all up in arms about? You don't know that person from a can of paint. If you start looking at patterns, history, people, okay, you already know what's going to happen. You've seen the movie before. I know I've seen this movie before. I've seen the shit before, over and over and over and over. And guess what? Make no mistake about it. You're going to see this movie again. She's not going to be the last one to pull up and get done up. She's not going to be the last one to throw her hands on her hips and think that she's going to be able to confront some damn body, because that's part of Black culture. That's what Black people do. They confront and act like victims later. Point blank, period. And do not add the kids in there. Lord have mercy. It doesn't matter. If there's a child involved, no matter what that child did, it could be something real, real petty, like letting a ball roll over, up to and including homicide. All bets are off. All bets are off. That person got to be canceled and all types of shit. And I'm telling you, we getting ready to go over a lot of shit tonight and don't have shit to do with this case. I just wanted to take a minute to show the 900th thing that we've predicted over here that actually happened. So when we tell you something going to happen, just set your clock to it. It's going to go down. There was no way that this woman was not going to be arrested. Why? Because she shot through a door. Okay. If she really wanted to take her ass home and not worry about this shit, she should have waited till that dummy kicked that door in and start walking in her house, and then she'd be at home. By the way, she's only being charged with manslaughter, if anybody's interested. That's just an update from that case. If you're interested in all the shit we talked, all the predictions that we made, and all that other shit, you got to go watch the last live. So I guess keep your eye on that. I don't give a shit about this case whatsoever. When somebody wants to act aggressive and act a fool and not realize what reality is, not what you think reality should be, but what reality actually is, you're going to fare better out here. I promise you. Divest. Moving right along. This shit here. This shit here. Now, ladies, I'm getting ready to drag the shade room tonight. Okay? Sorry, not the fuck sorry. Here's the deal. Okay? The shade room, their audience is mostly Black women. Okay? That's just, it is what it is. Most sites and media outlets like this, their main audience and supporters are Black women. Okay? This woman on the left, her name is Angie Awindu. I guess that's how you pronounce it. She owns the site. Very beautiful lady. She doesn't mind what goes up on her site about Black women, clowning Black women, the tea on Black women. What the Shade Room started out as is just a little trashy gossip mag about celebrities. You know, there's a ton of them out there. But the Shade Room fares pretty good with Black women. It really does. And Black women support the shit out of that. I get so many shares of her stuff in my inbox. It's unreal. She's very, very successful. And it's because of Black women. Okay. Now I'm going here for a reason. They should be your group that you protect, since they protect you. They go ahead and protect your pockets and shit. And if it wasn't for you covering tons of Black women on that site would not be what it is. But here's my problem. Let's go down some. Black women have been dropping every 5 hours for a little while here. Okay? On June 7th, they did a little presentation on the Shade Room. And I'm going to be very careful because of YouTube guidelines. The Shade Room wanted to bring to your attention the fact that there's an increase, okay, of them, just read the screen, them being unalived, okay? The time that she covered was approximately part of 2021, 2022, okay? A total of 57 of them were taken up out of here. The article is over there. You go read it if you want to. But in this little clip, she's also telling you about upcoming documentaries and how it's such an emergency that they are being fucked the fuck up and unalive. 57 of them in this time span that she's talking about. Well, I got a problem with that. I got a huge problem with that. Okay? Because your number one group of people that support your punk ass, well, they're being unalived at every 5.5 hours. This right here is from another site, okay? Covering the same goddamn time of year that the Shade Room was talking about. Every 4 hours to that translates into approximately 1,500, 1,500 black women getting fucked the fuck up out here and unalive. Now, I got a question for you. Out of something that's going on out here, if it happened 57 times over there during the time period and 1,500 times on the other time, what, I'm sorry, what do you cover? What do you want to bring attention to? What do you want to bring awareness to? The shit, black women, these people, including these mammies, take you for granted. Now, I'm sorry about them being fucked up. That's their business. That's their life. They need to fight for that. But you, Angie, look like the women that's supporting you. And I don't remember you putting out awareness and promoting documentaries and all this shit. The only time I see you doing that is when that unaliving is viral. Shanquinella, it has to be viral first. But one of them get their toenail stomped the fuck in, and here you go having to bring awareness. I'm not going. But let me tell you this, y'all. After all those numbers, black women gonna learn how to quit pandering. Because that said group, they're over there writing shit like this about your website, bitch. Huh? Are you too toxic to function? They have a problem with the way you talk about them. They have a problem with your wording. They have a problem with all that shit. That's why, black women, you need to quit pandering to these groups of people. They don't give a fuck. They take you for granted. They take you as a foregone conclusion, and they expect you to be right there when they're upset. And every time you turn around, it's a black woman showing the fuck up. Okay? I don't remember it being a whole to-do about those 1,500 black women that got unalive during your little time frame that you covered. This shit is corny, and y'all need to stop doing this shit. Stop showing up for people that don't give a fuck about your safety. Okay? When the Shade Room first started, ladies, it was just a trashy ass gossip mag about celebrities. That's all it was. As it progressed a little bit, they start putting their foot into politics and a little bit of everything. And as they did that, you, black women, got left the fuck behind. Unless you were going to be in some sort of controversy. Unless your hair was fucked up. Unless you was fatter than a motherfucker. Unless you had a fucked up dress. Unless you was getting broke the fuck up with. Unless you was being turned into a baby daddy. Baby mama. Shall I go on and on? This is what that community, the Roy G. Biv, the multi-letter mafia, had to say about your site while you over there pandering. Okay? And they said this before you even came out with that bullshit day before yesterday. I am so over it. Black women, you are being taken for a ride. You are people's purse. Let's keep going. Y'all saw the picture of her up at the top. You did. But when they, the Roy G. Biv crew, want to drag you, they're going to use an unflattering picture of the bitch. Let's go ahead and scroll back up so you can see the difference between these two pictures. Because you over here protecting them, right? This comes from your shit. I got this from your shit. Okay, that's you. But then when they want to talk shit about you and not, give you your flowers, because I guess that's what the fuck you was looking for, and you're not going to get it, not from them, not from nobody that y'all keep, sucking it down to the base. It is what it is. They use this picture of you. Ladies, listen. I am so over y'all being there for people that constantly try to take advantage of you. The Derek Jacksons, now the Danae Jacksons, the Shade Rooms, places like that. Aaliyah, you got anything? Because you said some interesting things in the back.
Yeah, just a little. I'm gonna try to proceed with caution.
Yes,
That's very
please.
hard for me to do because
Yes,
I don't
please.
want to get your channel in trouble. So I'm gonna try to proceed with caution. But I think the shade room is part of a larger issue here because you want to know what I find most interesting about all this. It's the black women's reaction to a lot of this fuckery for me, starting with the fact that you have males offing other males or male on male violence. That's really what she's talking about. Okay. And there's already statistics for that, but people are so reckless, and biological black women are so clueless that we were championing for our own replacements where they come in and bulldoze our issues and replace them with their own. Meanwhile,
Mm-hmm.
cisgender heterosexual women could never go over and grab microphones and occupy their spaces, speak for them, try to be the voices for their community, or claim a spot in their movements. Like, they're not constantly putting us at the forefront of shit that involves them, because absolutely everything has to be all about them all the damn time. So they think they're well within their rights to demand inclusion into everybody else's shit, right? So heaven forbid anyone makes black femicide a real issue without these leeches trying to hitch their wagons to ours and completely taking over. And we're the ones at the forefront helping them do it. And do you want to know why that is? Also, because the black feminists have made it so. Years of your acceptance and tolerance rhetoric being shoved down our throats while allowing them to take over has finally caught up with us. Well, them, I should say. Because while y'all were running around here referring to yourselves as uncles and shit, they were poaching. They were poaching. That's what
We
they
were.
do. And see, the black feminists have told the world that there is no difference between the biological woman and something that was born a man. And so now you can bet your last dollar that they will come to regret that now that we have to fight for our own rights to be called women, as well as our rights and to our own struggles as biological women, when we never asked for this bullshit. But it's this constant and incessant promotion by magazines like the Shade Room, in addition to all of this stump in the yard, like DZ calls it, by all these black feminists. It's a collective effort. And they just don't understand that what they're doing is detrimental to the biological black woman, period. That's why we keep telling y'all that a separation must occur, and divested black women must be loud and separate ourselves from this bullshit completely. Because I, for one, did not ask for it and I don't want it. I enjoy having clear gender roles, please and thank you. Fuck what they're talking about. And let me be quiet on that note, because y'all know I cut all the way the fuck up. Oh, and one last thing, stay the fuck out of my bathroom. And I'm gonna be quiet on that note.
Listen, y'all, you have to, ladies, black women, listen, your self esteem can't be this low. You can't do this. Every time you let your self esteem and you're wanting to be accepted by people, you know who I'm talking about, including black males, including them all, okay? They end up taking you for a ride. I remember way back when where everybody was throwing pussy at Derek Jackson because he was saying the right things. They come up with a whole bunch of buzzwords and then they go ahead and just you find out they're pieces of shit. When I could have told you just looking at the motherfucker, hey, that's a black dude, knock it off. Hey, you don't see him? I mean, that's a real black dude. Cut it out. Okay. And we got the mammies on the other side that's trying to get acceptance from anywhere because they can't get it from those so-called black men. So they include everybody and everything. And next thing you know, your issues take a back seat. I've seen it happen on BWE platforms before, where you went on ahead and was bringing in the white man's daughter and trying to give her a place at the table. And then she got your ass, and then you got on camera crying like a motherfucker because your shit took a back seat. Y'all have to stop this. Y'all need to know that y'all are important. You don't have to include motherfuckers like this. And this bitch here on this screen, right? Y'all are her audience. Y'all are her audience. And she doesn't give a fuck about when you get unalive unless you're viral. Unless you done went down to Mexico with a couple of your friends, right? Whenever everybody's talking about it, because it's all about clicks and shit. That ain't happening here. It's not. Kyra, what you got on this nonsense?
Well, good evening, ladies. So my thing is, and I'm about to shake the table with some Diaspora wars. Now, divestors, we get it, but these mammies, see, you all notice her last name. So a lot of them, they love to talk about Black American shit, acting like their shit doesn't stink. Like, Ma'am, you fled a whole damn continent to get away from your shit. But okay, we're gonna pretend like it's only black Americans cutting up and having issues. I am so sick of this shit. Like, when something negative happens, I guess we all black. But when something positive happens, they make sure to throw in the fact that they are Nigerian American, Ghanaian American, Jamaican American, whatever.
Um, Aaliyah brought up in the back that a lot of these gossip sites that y'all love, they're by diaspora women just making black women from America look a hot ass mess. And y'all wonder why I always take my hat off to the diaspora women that are divested, because god damn it, they are surrounded by some real steroid driven mammies. Them motherfuckers are power mammies. Do you understand me? And they know it, right? They know it. So whenever they are able to divest, that's a big fucking, that's a huge accomplishment. Snapple, you got anything on this?
Hey, happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, you said it all, to be honest. Like, it's interesting that this particular blog site is absolutely silent when it comes to Black women being unalived by Taekwondarius and them. But I'm not surprised, because they're mostly, clout chasers. I'm talking about mammies. And just to be clear, because I know you had circled back to the AJ thing real quick, I still stand on my opinion that she shouldn't have run up over there being aggressive and threatening and banging
Me
on
too.
the door. So
Oh
yeah,
my
I've seen
God.
a lot of little bobbleheaded motherfuckers in your comment section on the last live, like, haha, DZ, we told you, and she got arrested. Like, yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out. You said that she was gonna be arrested.
Told me what? Motherfucker, I told you she was gonna get arrested.
Right.
I've been around the fucking block. I told
Right.
the ladies that George Zimmerman was gonna be arrested. Pull up, but
Exactly.
just grab your goddamn popcorn and wait for the outcome. It is what it is. I do not support nobody walking over to somebody's door confronting somebody when you got a
Right.
whole bunch of fine ass cops out here that'll go get your stinking ass iPad for you. If you think I'm retracting, you got me fucked up. You better go listen to that last live. I told you that
Period.
motherfucker was gonna be arrested anyway.
Period. And did. But also, yeah, like, I don't give a fuck really what happens to the mammies when they want to act like warriors and shit. But I do give a fuck when they're in a situation that they could potentially get out of and they can find the light, like a lot of us did. And so that's why it's important to speak on these issues. But I don't expect that blog to do it, because they're idiots.
Yeah, they are. Check this out. Ebony, you don't really read this type of shit. You really don't. So that's why I haven't said anything to you, because you like, what the fuck is the shade room? Ebony is so divested. She doesn't even know what the fuck the shade. She didn't know what it was until she came up here tonight. You got anything to add before we go down here and piss people off again?
Girl, don't be telling people I can't fake it now. Oh, God. Here's
It's
the
just a
thing.
piece of shit. Go ahead.
It is, but there's been shit lately. Black women need to realize there is no sisterhood.
No.
Okay.
No.
There is no sisterhood with the diaspora freaks. Okay. There's barely any sisterhood between Black American women. And the reason that people can really make a buck off of you, off of your feelings, off of your dreams and your fantasies, because there is no sisterhood amongst Black American women. You don't bring each other up. Okay. And you're basically, I'm sorry, you're vulnerable. I keep saying that. You're not believing me. You're vulnerable out here in any street, not just the YouTube streets. I'm talking the employment streets. I'm talking the education streets. I'm talking about the safety streets. You are vulnerable, and everybody is trying to get their pound of flesh from you. Make it stop. You're better than that.
Listen, y'all don't have protections. Unfortunately, let me tell you this, ladies. The reason is you're such a target is because the people that were supposed to protect you said that your coochie stank, right? They said you were fat and loud, obnoxious, you make terrible wives, that you were just horrible people. These are the people that were supposed to protect you. So when your protection's gone, right? What the fuck you think happens to you? You turn into a target. And unfortunately, everybody else sees you as a target, including the mammies, including this motherfucking bitch that's on this screen. Okay? She gonna make you look like a jackass every chance she gets. Now, every now and then, I mean every blue cheese moon, she'll put up something that a black woman accomplished, and then that one gets the least amount of clicks, and then she drag your motherfucking ass again. Okay? Y'all are her support base. Y'all, I only get touched. I don't care about the celebrity gossip. I don't care about all of that other shit. She do what she want to do. But you dipped your big, funky, crusty toe in the unaliving of black women, and this is when I have to say something. You missed the goddamn target, ma'am. You gonna highlight them? 57 versus 1,500? I only got, what, a little while to cover certain ones that come across my goddamn screen. 1,500. I don't have a website, okay? I can only get to, what, probably 16 of them a month, but that won't even cover the city of Chicago. And you got the nerve to be highlighting these motherfuckers here that's undoing your so-called womanhood? You got me fucked up. This ain't it, y'all. Be very careful. Go ahead.
DZ, the ladies in the live chat brought up a good point. For the 57, who was behind their unalivings?
That part, please. That part. Girl, don't make me get to dancing up in here. Don't do it. I had to drag them, y'all. And it's just, I hate to see this happening to y'all. Every time I turn around, it's somebody in a back room trying to figure out how to go ahead and get your money and your attention. And I'm going to keep it real with you. It's not that hard. All you have to do is show them sexy so-called black men. Tell them that they are beautiful. Tell them that, you know, black men don't want them, but you can still get one because there's good ones out there. It's a formula that people use, okay? And they come up and tell you what you want to hear, and boom, there you go. And people start getting called eagles and shit like that. Now, with the black man, he don't have to say much. All he got to do, come on, show his face, and say something nice. That motherfucker can say my Burger King Whopper was good, and you throw shit at him. Yes, King, yeah. You know, it's crazy. But you are indeed an easy fucking target. All right, I just wanted to put that shit out there. Moving right along, ladies. Okay. Again, I never know who the fuck these people are until they fuck up. I don't even know if I'm getting ready to say this right. Is it Chika? Chika? How the fuck do you even say this broad's name? I have no idea. Okay. Aaliyah sent me this, and I'm going to keep it real with you. Didn't I tell y'all, okay, you're supposed to love your children. Love on your babies. They're your babies, okay? It's not on everybody else to love your children, and people are getting a lot more vocal. Something like this would not have been said 15 years ago by a so-called celebrity. It says Chika, however you say her name, slams Zonnique because her child was crying on a plane, okay? Ladies, I don't fuck around with folks' kids. I don't. I get real upset if I'm at a movie theater, a library, somewhere like a DMV, plane, where it's supposed to be quiet, at least a little bit toned down. And you think everybody's supposed to just sit there and just take whatever your child is doing. I'll give it to you. That used to be how it went back in the day. Everybody would zip their tongue because that's a child. Don't you say that, so on and so forth. Listen, teach your kids some shit because it's going to get worse from here. Everything I've ever said up here has come true. If you got kids and they're under 10, I'll say under 15, teach them to go ahead and behave. If you have behavior problems out your kids, you might want to do some shit like, you know, make your outings really planned because people are not going. This person here said this shit in a tweet. At the time, she did not know that that was T.I.'s daughter and T.I. and Tiny's daughter. The kids was crying and getting on her fucking nerves. It is what it is. It happens. So Blackistan, they're canceling her and they're, you know, dragging her on Twitter and coming for her because, y'all, they identify with that obnoxious behavior with baby mamas bringing loud ass children everywhere they go. Okay, you'll see what black people believe in by who they drag in situations like this. Aaliyah, since this was your story, I want to go ahead and pass the mic to you. And before I do, I want y'all to know she stayed 10 toes down on what she said because the baby was loud as fuck and she didn't like the shit. She was trying to get some sleep, so on and so forth. My issue is, look at that picture. You're not going to be able to say, don't make black folks your fucking target audience. Don't do that shit, especially when you look like that. You are the trash in that community. You are the punching bag in that community. You can't get away with saying no shit like that in that community. But when Cardi B called black girls roaches, they bought all her shit. She was in trouble for approximately 10 minutes. Get out the
There
delusion.
it is.
Darling, go ahead, Aaliyah. It's a mess.
See, Black women, you have to separate yourselves from these ratchets in real life. They talk about image the most, but the reality is that people hate to see them and their children coming, which means that will eventually affect you by extension. And Chika is somebody who has always been easily bullied by these degenerates because that's all they know. They try to force people into seeing things their way. They want to tell you how to feel, think, act, and speak. And see, this is why you have to meet bitches where they are and stand on what you say. Because if we're keeping it a buck, I'm sure Chika only said what several other people was thinking when they thought that they were about to get some sleep on that plane and somebody's sitting up here with a yelling ass baby. Because like it or not, people pay extra for comfort. Because we've talked about this in regard to our neighborhoods, gyms, spas, and even the apartments. See, this is why we avoid ratchet ass people and areas because they fuck it up everywhere they go. And Chica's better than me because if I said it, then I meant it, and I ain't apologizing for shit. Now, she kind of bagged down off of it at first. And then she turned around and doubled down on it. So that's why I was kind of disappointed in her at first because I'm like, why are you apologizing? You said that shit. If you meant it when you said it, why are you trying to apologize for it now? And so
Exactly.
I would have told the whole internet to kiss the crack of my ass because it's not like they were supporting her or buying her shit anyway. What they pulled on that plane is precisely why I figured out at an early age that customer service jobs were not for me. These bitches with these kids will be dead ass wrong, and black people being the ratchets that they are won't see the problem with this behavior. And at the end of the day, this is how a lot of black women are. And Zonnique and her family represent exactly that. It doesn't matter how much money you have, the ratchet ass behavior spans across socioeconomic classes because they were all in first class. So I find it laughable how Chika is being labeled the elitist one. So I guess it's not elitist to bring a fucking infant on a plane and then allow the baby to start screaming and disturb everyone just because you're T.I. and Tiny's daughter. Because their son King has been running around the ATL harassing people and was just down to the Waffle House dragging their workers for making a
Mm-hmm.
mistake on his order. So elitist is not a word anybody should be throwing around in relation to the Harris family because that's the shit that they were doing. And see, I told y'all this is their world. This is their world. We're all just living in it. So they can do whatever they want and everyone else just has to suck it up. And I felt Chica's pain in that moment because my cousin has a little girl who cries all the fucking time. She just did that shit on Mother's Day in the middle of a damn restaurant. These kids will dig into the deepest parts of their lungs and then proceed to scream their heads off. And most of these hoes would just sit there and let these children cry
Yep.
and disturb everybody. They are even considerate enough to take them out of the establishment or to try to even get them to be quiet. And they do the same thing in theaters, just like you were saying, DZ. I've seen it, and I'm sure we've
Me
all
too.
witnessed it several times.
I've
They
seen it
do.
before too. I can't stand that shit. Ladies, listen. When I told y'all that we did a couple of lives back, where I said, do not make black folk. If you get ready to start a business or anything like that, don't make them your target clientele because all it takes is a little incident like this, and you out of here. And then on top of that, ladies, look at her phenotype. Come on now. They not fixing to forgive somebody like her. Now, if she had a big old black dizzick, baby, all that person would have to do is apologize. But you don't get that type of courtesy. So as black women, you need to stay the fuck away from these folks. I promise you, they are not worth a damn. As far as these two motherfuckers go, I can't get with either one of them, to be honest with you, because look, it's a lot of mammy behavior on both sides. But as far as y'all kids go, in your real life, please, I don't want to see y'all getting it because the world is changing, whether you want to believe it or not. Back in the day, it used to be, oh, that's a child, that's innocent. Oh, babies cry. That's what babies do. You need to deal with it. The world is changing, and people are out here stressed the fuck out, and they snapping on motherfuckers. We just had another motherfucker, what, 2 weeks ago on another plane where a baby was crying, and that motherfucker stood up and said, did that fucking bastard pay more to yell on this plane? Shut that little bitch up. That's what, listen, it's getting real out here. That's why I tell you to divest, do what you got to do, keep yourself safe, protect yourself. Okay, because this is not 1996 anymore. Folks are acting a fool.
Because
And
these,
I
go
wanted
ahead,
to
Kyle.
say, I wanted to say before anyone chimes in with that excuse, where they just kids. Yes, they are just kids, but you as a parent, it is your responsibility to teach your children how to comport themselves in different environments. They should understand that there is a different expectation of behavior when they go to the library versus going to Chuck E. Cheese. It is your responsibility to teach them that. And it is also your responsibility to prepare. If you're going on a flight, you have an infant, make sure you have enough formula or whatnot. Make sure you have toys and whatnot to keep them to keep them entertained. If you need to visit your pediatrician beforehand, you need to handle your business. People are tired. And it is, again, your responsibility to teach your children how to comport themselves in different environments. This is part of the issue of why they act a fucking fool in school, because you let them act like wild animals before going to school, and then you expect the kindergarten teacher to do something with them.
Yeah, the environment is
Exactly.
changing, ladies. I got you right next to Leah. The environments are changing out here. They're gonna make y'all start keeping y'all kids at home. Why the fuck are you taking your goddamn infant to see Medea goes to the bar? What the fuck? What is that baby gonna do in there? You need to get a babysitter if you want to see Medea twerking some goddamn where. Folks paid their money just like you did. And look, it happened at a child's movie. Y'all remember that Little Mermaid? That shit just fucking flopped, by the way, but whatever. It's changing out here because y'all let y'all kids run amok.
Mm-hmm.
Can I keep it real with you? They're not being afforded the innocent ticket anymore. People used to love the kids that said, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, please, thank you, that type of stuff. Well, those type of children don't fucking exist on a regular basis anymore. So now people like, oh, okay, not yes, ma'am, it's fuck you, bitch. Okay, now they calling y'all little kids bastards and bitches. It just is what it is. They're not going to just get an automatic ticket anymore, ladies. So if you love your babies, teach them some shit. Make them stand out a little bit different than the rest of these Blackistani kids, because motherfuckers, y'all, it's getting ready to get real stupid out here. I promised y'all that. And now it's happening. And it's happening in the celebrity world on top of that. Go ahead, Aaliyah. My bad.
No, go ahead, Ebony. I thought Ebony had to say something. I'll go after her.
Okay.
I've had two children, and my husband and I, we would not take those kids to a restaurant, a movie, nothing like that until they were at least 5 or 4 years old.
Yeah.
We literally stayed at home looking at each other with this baby, because we didn't want some crying kid. We didn't want some crying kid with us, really. We really didn't. So we made that decision. We're not taking you anywhere. You don't want a zoo animal to
Yeah,
go
but they
anywhere with
think,
you.
Ebony, they think that, because they used to their child crying, that everybody's supposed to put up with that shit. Have you ever been in a Target or Walmart or Kroger or whatever, and this little baby is screaming in that cart, just screaming,
Oh my
and
God.
the mother or whoever has the child, they just still comparing cans of spaghetti sauce. Is
Yes,
Prego?
yes,
Does the Prego
yes,
cost more? Well, they don't even
yes,
hear the little motherfucker no more, and you like, God damn, let me come do my shopping another time, because this
It's
it's out of
yes,
control.
yes. And I don't understand. I think those children, I'm going to be quite honest, I think those kids are ignored at home.
I don't
And
know.
they're ignored at home, and then you're gonna ignore them in Walmart. You're gonna ignore them at the nail salon. You're gonna ignore them at the hair salon. You see what I'm saying? It's just they just have them and just don't teach them a damn thing.
See, the
Mm.
thing, what you're talking about, Ebony, requires you to be a considerate person. See,
Yep.
when you the type of bitch that just walk around and you don't give a fuck about what nobody else got going on, this is what you get. See, it doesn't matter what somebody else is trying to do. Babies cry. It don't matter. It don't matter. We don't get see they'll cop a attitude. See, this is what I'm saying. You pay all this money to see this movie or go to this restaurant and you can't even hear what's going on because the ratchets have shown up with their children. And it's inevitable that the baby will start screaming his head off, but this
Hmm.
person won't take the baby out. Oh no, they're going to sit there and let their child scream because they don't want to miss the movie that they paid for, so they'll just make everyone else miss it instead. It's the same way with the service industry. I've witnessed it firsthand, the mess that these people sit here and let their children make. And then they will leave it right there for somebody else to clean up. I saw the same thing with them complaining that woman being on that airplane being forced to clean that popcorn up that her children spilled all over the plane because she was pregnant. So what? They do this everywhere they go. Their whole attitude is that this is what these people get paid to do. So they'll just sit there and let their children make messes. They'll let them play in food. They'll let them knock over whole cups of soda. They'll let them spill ketchup everywhere. Let them make all these messes and will get right up and walk away from it because they don't have to be the ones to clean it up. And then have the nerve to call you an elitist for not wanting to deal with the bullshit. They'll disturb everyone's peace so they can sit there on their selfish asses. Newsflash, you had the baby, I didn't. Why the fuck do I gotta listen to your child cry? And see,
Listen,
this is
y'all.
what the fuck we've been talking about.
Annalie,
Ivy and Kania, I see y'all in the back. Let me say this real quick. Here's the deal. This is a capitalist society, and I always tell y'all to think strategic. These companies want to make money. So if you are somewhere like a restaurant and there's an out of control baby, people that don't want to hear that shit, which is the majority of the fucking restaurant, ought to cancel their orders and say why they're doing that on the way out the door. Darling, once that goddamn financial report comes in, oh, they'll make changes. No children allowed under 3. Okay, we're gonna ask you to leave if the baby gets upset, type shit. But if you sit there and keep listening, I'm not gonna sit there and listen to it. Hey, can y'all put my shit in a to-go box so we can get out of here? Because I'm not gonna have my nerves wrecked like that. Because some of these kids, they can go, they cry for a long ass time, and I'm not trying to have all that anxiety. Go ahead, Snapple.
Hey, you all made some very valid points. I do have a differing opinion though.
Go ahead.
I think Chika is unhinged AF and inappropriate. She's always targeting children. She dragged 2 other little black girls in the past, comparing one to a dog and one to a skeleton. So, I mean, I do get everybody's points and it's all facts. And I totally agree. Fuck them kids. I think 2 things can be true at once. I don't know if she's particularly a mammy because I don't really follow her, but I do notice that she's always in the media, trended for saying some fuck shit, some entitled Blackistan mammy shit. And then she plays the mental health card every time somebody tries to hold her accountable.
Look,
So that was my take on it. That's
all
all.
I had to see was rapper. Okay, are there in the chat? Is there any divested rappers around here? Let me know, cause I could be wrong, huh? All I saw was rapper, and then the next mental I got is her rapping with a bunch of niggas. Is there any divested rappers? Let me look at my other laptop because
That's what I'm saying. So I
look.
don't know. I don't know if she's on some pro black stuff. I don't really know. I don't know what her views are, but I'm like, damn, bitch, what the fuck do you have against black little girls? How like, what the fuck is your problem? And I understand if it's annoying, but again, we're talking about the lack of like impulse control. You're a celebrity. You decided to go on a public platform and spew this shit. So stand 10 toes down in it. Don't play the fucking mental health card. You type that shit out and then you hit send. You got it out. It was valid. Her feelings were valid. It is annoying, but she should be more responsible with a platform and being a celebrity. And this is where mammies fall short and the community falls short. They don't know how to motherfucking play chess and be smart about things. But she wanted to be ignorant, so she got the response.
Look, somebody in the chat said Eve. Oh, darling, Eve is married interracially, and I like Eve. Ain't shit divested about her because every time a nigga gets shot, here she come. opening up her mouth about racism. I just wanted to put that out there. All right.
Oh,
Eat
absolutely.
for
What were you about to say, Kyra?
Oh, I'm just gonna say like these same parents, they let their kids run wild at a restaurant, but let a server accidentally drop some food on that child, or and that child get hurt. Those parents are gonna be the first ones trying to sue. Make your kids sit the fuck down.
I mean, I agree. It's inconsiderate and it's also rude as hell. And like I said, for me, it ain't even so much about Chika. It's about the entitlement of the entire Harris family, period. And the fact that they're celebrities, but you got regular black women who have the same attitude, who do the same fucking thing, that will walk into these restaurants and these airplanes and these establishments with these kids. Because let's be honest, the only reason this is a viral story that everybody is talking about is because these are celebrities. But we can't pretend like regular black women don't do this shit too. They do. They absolutely do.
They get on my nerves with that shit too. It's like, oh girl, the baby's cute, but oh my god, you gonna make me have to take one of these pills that's in my purse that calms motherfuckers down. Please. Either that or I just get my shit and go. I will go ahead and put everything back on the little shelf or whatever and get the fuck out because I'm not fixing to sit there and listen to your baby. Ivy, are you dusty? In three, two, one. All right, Ivy's having technical difficulties. Kania, are you dusty?
Hi, this Kanaya. No, I'm
Hey,
not.
what's up? What you got to add, babe?
Hi, I was just calling in for the first time because I always watch you and I'm a subscriber.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
yeah, I just wanted to let you know that I support you and I love what you're doing and I understand everything that you are saying about
Okay.
divestment.
Well, I appreciate that. That's what's up. Because black women, they're a lot of them are not ready to hear this shit. The truth, y'all, the truth in the black community is a mess. It makes them upset. Okay. I want to know where there's a lie in any of these lives. I've been waiting on that for the longest. Seriously, but I appreciate you coming up and showing some love.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. I got one more person back here. Let me put this back up here so y'all don't see no shit logs on mistake. As you were, are you dusty?
Call me what you like, but I do in fact disagree with you.
Excuse me. I didn't hear the beginning of your words. Are you dusty?
I don't believe so.
Are you
Nobody
wait,
cares.
are you black?
Sure.
Bye. You see how that worked? Okay, I guess sure. Let you know what's going on. I don't expect anybody that has a shit log that happens to be black agree with me. I'm not looking for anybody to agree with me. I said what the fuck I said. I said what I said when it was 2020. I said what I said in 2015. Okay? I'm not looking for anybody. If a black male agrees with anything I have said, okay, I'm doing something wrong. It is what it is. Anybody got anything before I check on the next person in the back? No? Okay, let me go ahead and put this back up. Me versus the world. Are you Dusty?
No, ma'am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's up?
First, DZ, I want to say this is Lucid from Gmail, so I think you know who I am. But
Hey, Lucid, how are you?
Ray, I love the hell out of you, but I gotta give my roses to Aaliyah right now, and I'm gonna let y'all get back to the show.
Go ahead, do what you got, boo.
I need to, Aaliyah, you need t-shirts made because let me tell you, every time I'm in the street walking around, if they even think about saying shit to me, I say it with my chest. I don't give a fuck. I love your country twang, girl.
Hey, love you. Love
Channel it.
you. Thank
I
you.
channel it. I don't care what they say. I channel it, and I'll be honest with you, it's powerful saying it that way too. To be honest with you, I don't give a fuck. I look. I be trying to practice it. Okay,
Thank you. Thank
that's
you.
that's how and I didn't really realize I was divested. But I'm listen. I don't listen. I don't got nothing for you. I don't. I have completely, and I'm proud of that. And I just think it's not a hard situation, ladies. Y'all need to do it. But yesterday, I was 2 days old when I found out about Harris Faulkner of Fox News, who's married to a guy named Tony. I love
Hey,
my
let me ask you what you got on the subject. If you through
Mhm.
with if you through with the love, what you got on the subject, Hunty?
Well, you know what? Honestly, it is fuck those kids, to be honest with you. And I think people get sensitive about it. People get sensitive about it because it's their kids. You know, we all like our kids. We like
Yeah,
our own
I love
kids,
my children
right?
too, but I don't
Well,
expect everybody to like them. To be honest
and
with you,
yes,
that's the parents' responsibility to love them, and then
yes,
everybody else that's being paid to teach them or whatever business that you're at where they have, kids as clients or students or whatever, they're going to be paid to do a job. But make no mistake about it, a lot of them don't love your kids either. You cannot make everybody like your fucking kids.
yeah. And listen, the world don't owe you anything, and your kids are little people. You teach them to grow up to be adults that are contributing to society, and that means there's some lessons that have to be learned. No one's going to be giving you everything. No one's going to get up and trade their seat for your kid because they want to look out the window. Buy them
Yeah.
the window seat.
People would do that, Lucid, and everybody that's listening, if y'all's kids was a little bit more respectful. You got kids walking out here telling grown adults respect is earned. Wait, I just met you. Whose child are you again? Where's your mom? I remember when you had to say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, and then the adult got checked if it was found out that they was on some fuck shit. But your children are disrespectful. They come in acting like everybody owed them some kisses on their toes, and you better tell them that that's not the case because everybody is not pretending anymore. Those kisses that was happening on them toes back in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Folks was faking because they were children. Now motherfuckers don't care because the kids are disrespectful. It's almost like talking to a motherfucking grown up that's being disrespectful because they cuss just as much as I do. The fuck?
Yes, but I'm gonna go, ladies. I'm going home from work, but I just really wanted to say that, Aaliyah, thank you for that. I'm saying it with my chest. I don't give a fuck, and everything's good in the world.
You're
Don't
right.
talk to me.
Thank you. Thank you. I love you back. Have a good one.
You too.
Thank you for coming up, Lucid.
Bye bye.
Bye. Let me put this back up for a second. I don't know why this Negro is still back here. Gigi, are you dusty?
No,
Okay, what's the deal, Gigi?
I'm trying to figure out
Uh
like
oh.
man,
Wait a minute,
why you mad
Gigi.
at all us? Why you mad at all us?
Oh, you're a black male. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
Yeah,
Okay, because at first I couldn't tell whether it was something that I really can't say up here. I'm not mad at anybody. Now, excuse yourself, all right?
This is Sparta!
Alrighty then. I don't have time for it. And then there's two as you words up here. Let me move this because I already checked on that person. Hide this and go back to my goddamn screen. So here's the other part, y'all. After Chika so-called apologized, that didn't help anything. That's why I tell y'all to stand 10 toes down on your shit. Stand 10 toes down, because coming back saying, oh, I'm sorry. What? That's not going to help you with black folks, especially when you look like this woman named Chika. Okay. And like I said, I had no idea who this person was before this airplane incident. I don't follow the Negro community around. I just don't do it. I don't have time for it, and I give no fucks about it. Okay. Anybody got anything before we move right the fuck along?
I mean, like I said, I think she should have stood by what she said originally. I'm not with this whole mental health thing that she keeps trying to put out there. But I felt what she had to say in that moment. And no, I don't think she should have apologized. But again, like I said, a lot of people still care what the collective of Black people think about them. But she was not entirely wrong in this situation. And here's another thing. I really need these fuckers to decide if their adult children are really adults or not, or shut the fuck up. Because that's really annoying. I've noticed that when they want to talk shit to other adults, they're grown enough to run their mouths. On the other hand, when they have to get checked about something, then they're all of a sudden children again. That's the weirdest thing.
Mhm.
You let your so-called grown children handle their own business. When they're speaking on grown folks, they're adults. So let them be adults all the time. You don't get to be both when it suits you. I cannot express how sick of this one group of people I am. Y'all have no idea. I mean, it's just, I'm sorry, I'm done.
No, it's all good. It's reality is really, really tough. Black women have been living in delusion for a very long time. Okay. They think that their children supposed to get an automatic pass whenever the fuck they do anything. Now, it was mixed reviews when that 10-year-old boy shot the shit out of his mama in her goddamn face and chest. Okay. My opinion is this. Had they not started with the kids are supposed to have innocence originally. But once they step the fuck up out of line, i.e., being disrespectful up to and including homicide, you don't get the innocent ticket no more. What's going to happen is your ass fixing to get charged as an adult. You around here cussing? Well, let's go ahead and cuss. Mama, you better come over here and get this little motherfucker because I have a dirtier mouth than your kid. So come and get your kid. I'm trying not to be disrespectful or whatever. But people think you're supposed to just put up with everything they got going on. And then on top of that, ladies, I have seen them go get their kids diagnosed with whatever the fuck they can get them diagnosed with just so they can have an excuse for you to be in the wrong once you go ahead and clap the fuck back. Okay. Don't say that to him. He got ADHD. Okay. Well, you better go sit his ass down somewhere. Okay.
Oh, but DZ, I think they're more doing that to get that crazy money from the government, when their kids are diagnosed with certain things.
Oh, absolutely. It's both. It's both. So that was a hot ass mess, ladies. But yeah, in my opinion, is fuck everybody involved. Okay, everybody can kiss the crack and move the fuck on. I just don't have time for it. When y'all get around people's kids and they acting a damn fool, if you have the option, go ahead and get the fuck from around there. Speak with your dollars. Walk away. I'm not getting ready to spend money in here. I'm not even enjoying my goddamn meal because I can't even hear myself think up in this motherfucker. Why the fuck can't she take that kid to Chuck E. Cheese where they're allowed to scream, run, cry, act the damn fool? That's where the kids are supposed to be climbing up on shit and playing games and all this shit here. Why are you sitting up in lobster and chops with a screaming ass baby? Excuse you. Okay. Next. Oh, ladies. Yeah. So I kind of look at my Gmail and then I look at my inboxes on Patreon and that type of shit. And for some reason lately, motherfuckers have been trying to get me to get off my all kick because some black men have a job. Can you please stop saying that? DZ, my brother, he's a police officer. DZ, I had a good father in my life. Blah, blah, fucking blah. Okay? These next slides that y'all are getting ready to see, the image on the right is just going to represent their profession. So you don't ask, what the hell they do for a living. The image on the left is going to be the actual unicorn that we're referring to. Okay. Well, you bitches has been in the inbox. Let's talk about it. Yeah, your Dusty is very multi-talented. Very multi-talented. I've seen him do a lot of things. This one right here happens to be a police officer. His name is Pierre Tyler out of Chicago. Well, Pierre Tyler, he did a good job at his job, y'all. Unicorn shit. He was amazing. Passed his test with flying colors and everything. Well, Pierre has a girlfriend. Well, he had one. Okay. She just had his baby 9 months before this picture was taken. Well, his girlfriend said, hey, I need to ask you about this other baby that you got. I ran into homegirl while I was out today, and our babies are the same fucking age. You want to talk about it? She confronted him. Well, Pierre was like, no, I don't want to talk about it. And he went on ahead and shot her motherfucking ass in the face. This unicorn police officer? Yeah, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. Ladies, let me tell you something. Miss me with the unicorn. Miss me with the not all. Miss me with the Jamie Foxxes. Miss me with all these people that you're looking up to because they're not like the rest of the Dusties. From Barack Obama all the way down to the bum in front of 7-Eleven. They are dustier than a motherfucker. I don't know what him being a cop has to do with anything with this woman on the right being deceased. Let's keep going. Okay? We got ourselves a chef. Does anybody remember this chef? This ain't Chef Way. Before y'all go in, it ain't Chef Way. Mr. Light skins and dark skins and white women and da-da-da-da. No, this chef, his name is Martell Hare. Okay? Online, he went by Chef Gotti. This man can cook his ass off. Multi-talented Dusty. Cook his ass off. He had raving reviews on his recipes and all that type of shit. Okay? Well, problem is this, right? That's his wife, him, and his children. His children are blurred out. Ladies, this chef that can cook his ass off was in those baby girls' pants. Not just a touch. We're talking insertion. I have to be very careful up here because listen, ever since y'all known me, I've been an all type of motherfucker. Miss me with these niggas that's doing things that you like so that you can take up. Don't take up for them in front of me. I'm not going. I don't know how many times I got to tell you this. I'm not going. These girls are scarred. It wasn't just a little tiny bitty touch across the arm in an inappropriate way, even though that's fucked up. No, insertion. Just I'm trying to give you context clues because I can't go too far into this shit. Okay, anybody got anything on this before I go? Because I'm getting into your goddamn multi-talented Dusty. Okay, let me go ahead and keep on rolling. We got ourselves a firefighter here. His name is Travion Evans, right? Travion Evans was an amazing firefighter. Absolutely amazing. Did a good job. Another one of these motherfuckers. Always on the unicorn tip. Y'all out here looking for a unicorn and they don't exist. Okay? These are professionals we talking about. The top of the top. The top of the list. Okay? Travion is a motherfucker. Okay? Because what he did was sex traffic on the side. Did you hear what the fuck I said? I.e. pimping. Okay? And Ayala, before he did that, my dear, he was a bus driver. Get you a bus driver, dear. Y'all better stop listening to these fucking mammies. These motherfuckers that they keep throwing in your face that's supposed to be so goddamn amazing, they're trash, just like the rest of the motherfuckers that I talk about. Okay? These ain't no little bitty petty crimes, right? This is some bullshit. The same shit that the Dusty that comes to mind that you think of when you think of the word Dusty. Snapple, you got anything? Because I got some more receipts.
Oh man, you're taking me on an emotional roller coaster because when you stopped at that story with those kids with their faces blurred out, I was feeling some very bad emotions. And then when you imitated Iyanla, I was cackling.
Man, these bus drivers are a motherfucker. She fucked up when
you
she
got that
shit
down. You got that down to a T.
She didn't say beloved. Say beloved, DZ.
Get you a bus driver, beloved. You're out of order.
No, DZ said, not on my watch.
That bitch get on my nerves, y'all. I can't do this.
It's a shame that you even have to remind these idiot ass mammy bitches that there is no such thing as a fucking unicorn. Like, it's the audacity for me. Like, what the fuck do you dusty raggedy ass bitches think you're doing rolling up to DZ trying to convince her that there's some good black men? Like, what the fuck is wrong with them? Like,
you know what I think it is, Snapple? I'm gonna just keep it real. I am like y'all know the video games where you got levels 1 through 10. It's like, okay, this is the BWE video game, and I must be the 10th level of conquership because they are determined to get me off my talking points. Listen, I'm not a fucking grifter. Let's start there. I've never changed my fucking message. Y'all put up with that type of shit off, bitches. Okay?
Oh, wait, DZ, so you mean to tell me you never got mad and ended a live because you only got $3 of donations and then came back live crying about it?
Golden helmet. Golden helmet. Hell no, golden helmet. It's gonna be okay, boo. Just I don't know what to tell you.
I don't understand the black women who are telling you that there's a good black man out there. Everyone's saying that when they don't have one themselves.
I guess that's fortunate because hey.
There aren't any. That's my point. Married or no, you don't have one. Let other people live their lives.
Go ahead, babe. I'm sorry. I'm still.
But Ebony, her unicorn brother gave her a ride to work that one time, so he qualifies as a unicorn. We're just gonna forget the fact that he knocked his baby mama upside the head.
Okay, I'm putting you in the corner. You're going in the corner, Kyra. Corner.
I can't, y'all. This is a construction worker. Okay, his name is Anthony Summers, another unicorn. Good job, good paying job. Strong black man. Well, his friend who helped him get that job, they found his body in the house. Well, Anthony went on ahead and gifted him several stab wounds to the face. His friend did not make it. Okay. This man was hard up on money because he's a poor money manager, like I've explained to you a billion times about black folk. So he went on ahead and carved this man up. There you go with your unicorn round here being a goddamn construction worker. Let's fucking go. Okay. There's a news report on him. No lies told up here. Oh boy. Oh boy. I remember I had someone in my comment section saying, I hate when y'all say doctors are good and you get you a physician. Ma'am, if you out there listening, when I was saying that, I was not talking about someone like this. I think it's pretty clear right now that I don't do black men up under any circumstances. I don't care what they are, what they do, what they think, what they click, none of that shit. Right here, this is Dr. William Spencer, okay? He's an ultra unicorn. We already talked about the OBGYN that went on ahead and he was molesting his patients. Let's just go, we talked about him. But this is someone else. He's a pain management doctor, okay? Y'all know what the crisis out here looks like when it comes to certain medications. Some people are addicted to them. Well, Dr. Spencer said, you know what I'm going to do? Let's not forget that he's married. I'm getting ready to tell you about the 2 coochie minimum. Dr. Spencer said they are desperate for these Percocets and, Xanax and, Vicodin or what the fuck ever. So what you gonna do, patient, is give me some of that coochie for these pills. Okay? They went on ahead and had to arrest him on his job. Let me tell you why he's an ultra dusty. He's like Guardian of the Galaxy dusty unicorn. Okay? Because not only is he a fucking physician, he the one making y'all laws. He's a legislator.
God.
You understand me? This man is accomplished like a motherfucker. He's a lawmaker / legislator / fucking physician. And at the end of the day, he's still dusty. On the right-hand side, that's him at his court date. Okay? Make no mistake about it, y'all. I don't give a fuck what they tell y'all out here. They don't exist. They don't exist. Do you think his wife thought that he wasn't did y'all think his wife thought that she was out here with a man that's buying coochie with pills?
Blackistan fine is the creme de la creme. This is supposed to be the elite, the top of this is supposed to be the top, right? These are supposed to be the educated ones, the good black man, the educated ones, the highly accomplished ones, the ones who actually have careers. This is how far they made it, but somehow that degenerate, depraved gene just rears its ugly head all the time. But this is the best Blackistan has to offer. This is your best. Good job, y'all. Good job.
That's what the fuck I'm saying. If this is gonna fail, where do you think you're gonna get you a so-called good king from, a good black man from? These are the people, y'all, that they get mad at me when I say all, because not all, DZ. Look at this person and that person and so on and so forth. I'm looking at them. What is your point?
But DZ,
go ahead.
This is what sets you apart from all these other different content creators. You are the one that's out here saying #all, and this is why when them other raggedy bitches have had to get dragged in the past, it's because it's very dangerous, the message that they're sending to Black women, especially the younger, more impressionable ones. They're putting out a message that is harmful, that if they just find a different one or one that isn't necessarily a Pookie and a Ray Ray, like, no, #all, it doesn't fucking matter what they've so-called accomplished. If they accomplish anything, it's only because of affirmative action anyway. But even if it's, I mean, an accomplishment for a black man, like you said, is, oh, he got a job, he got a high school diploma, he fucking tied his shoes today. But it's like that's why I have so much love and adoration for you, DZ, and this platform, because you're out here telling the straight with no chaser hashtag all, it doesn't fucking matter, and there's no goddamn unicorns. And at the end of the day, those ones that are so-called unicorns, they have more resources to terrorize black women with. They have more capacity to harm you, bitch. So stay away from hashtag all of them.
Y'all,
Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead, Kyra. My bad.
Well, DZ, earlier you said that, how did his wife not know? His wife must not have known. Look, we all know that when a black male becomes a doctor, or I guess really becomes a king unicorn, they sling dick like their dick's about to fall off, and they are bold as fuck with that. His wife knew. And I say that as a daughter and granddaughter of Dr. Unicorns. They sling dick and they're bold as fuck with it. Hashtag all.
Yo,
Yeah,
let me
I'm
show
the
y'all
person who.
let me show y'all a coward real quick. Do y'all remember me a couple minutes ago saying, Ivy, are you dusty? And she chicken shit out. She done pulled out $2 and started twerking in the chat. Y'all go ahead and put some vomit emojis in the chat for Ivy. That's a coward right there. She had a chance to say that shit to my fucking face, and she cowered the fuck down. Bye, bitch.
I read that last donation, $2 donation that Ivy Person made. It was barely legible. It was written horribly. And it's like, okay, I cannot even respond to this shit. I can hardly read it. I don't know who you're talking about. I suppose she was talking about me when we were talking about that diaspora thing with the shade room. I don't know. But I mean, that person didn't even deserve a response. That's how I felt
can't.
about it.
This the type of bitch that'll go ahead and suck this doctor's dick down to the base for about a 30 set of pills. Get the fuck up out of here, whore. Next. Child, bye.
It's so funny because we've been ignoring her in the back chat too. She's been twerking in the back chat. So Aaliyah ignored the super chat, and we ignored this bitch back here. Like, bitch, you ain't even worth nobody's energy.
Do y'all remember this motherfucker here? Oh, he had a promising future. He was playing at the University of Alabama, and he was part of the team. A great basketball player. His name is Darius Miles. Y'all, this happened just a couple weeks ago? Darius was out and he was chilling or whatever, and he saw a young lady that he wanted to go ahead and get with. Okay? She said, "No, I have a boyfriend." Well, you already know what the fuck happens next, because they are entitled, because black women went on ahead and said that they were kings and they were highly sought after, they're high value. And so how dare you tell me no? So homegirl's no longer with us because the pew, 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 pew. And this is him playing basketball. And this is the young lady that's no longer with us. Before he did this, ladies, y'all were unicorning the fuck out of this motherfucker. Like he was just amazing. His mother said after he went on ahead and did what he did, that it must have been something that she did because her son ain't like that. Okay? Your unicorns ain't worth a fuck. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. Let me quit lying to y'all. I'm not sorry. Okay? Because this has been the message since day goddamn one. And we got a football player. Okay? Listen, ladies. This one is from the good old state of Georgia. Okay, his name is Akil Crumpton. Well, maybe he was trying to do something good because we're using too many fossil fuels and all that shit there. Because what he did was went on ahead and unalived a goddamn gas station clerk to take all of his goddamn money. This is his victim here, and that's him on the surveillance. And his family said that ain't him too. Okay, your unicorns, you're gonna have to miss me with them. Okay, if you know a black man that ain't did nothing yet, just wait. Sometimes these motherfuckers do not commit their first crime until they 55 fucking years old. Okay, and I've been around the block, like I told you, that woman up there was gonna get arrested. Ma'ams, sirs, or whatever the fuck is out here listening. They're all dusty. Okay, some of them control it a little bit more, but at the end of the day, they're dustier than a motherfucker. You got anything, Ebony?
No. I'm fed up. I mean, when you get the, what is it, the pill pimp, That kills me. You are see when they get in these positions, they are in a position of trust, just like any other pedo. Okay, and they have more resources to, and like you lady said, to hurt a lot of people.
It's a lot of people out here missing. It's a lot of people out here unalived. It's a lot of people out here that are just suffering from trauma, and it's all because of the Dusty.
Of these
It,
people, yes,
mhm.
yes. Don't y'all know that in Cleveland, there's like a whole bunch of kids missing just for the month of May,
They
right?
they don't give a shit.
Bet
They don't.
the shade room didn't post about that.
Damn sure didn't. And they won't. Okay? Because when anybody makes these cocksuckers look bad, then they get canceled. But y'all already know me. I don't give a fuck about being canceled by the black community. They don't provide anything that I use on a daily basis. So cancel me, whore. I don't give a fuck. Okay? And truth be told, little secret. A lot of people don't give a fuck when you cancel them. Some of those apologies y'all get from celebrities or influencers and that type of shit, that's just so you can shut the fuck up. Nobody's actually sorry about insulting you. Fuck your feelings. You're always in your feelings about something.
Exactly. That's where I'm coming from. But you got to be careful with saying that, DZ, because you run the risk of sounding elitist. You already know we're all elitists. So I've heard we're ghetto hood rest elitists and everything else. I'm trying to figure out how we can be all this shit at the same time, but that's what they keep saying. So I've heard that we're the elitist ones. So when you say things like that, you really run the risk of sounding elitist. But here's what I find most interesting about the "we're so elitist" statement, because for the longest time we had these dusty bitches on here looking down their noses at us and disassociating themselves from us publicly, and then screaming from the top of their lungs to hundreds of thousands of people in their audience about how we're so ratchet and ghetto, and how we're not a good look for black women, and how all we do is worship white men, and how we're radicals, militants, and extremists. And then you had people who intentionally told their audience not to fuck with DZ, and even if they saw them commenting on her channel, that they would snatch their wrenches and not let them mod for their channels, or even block them from their channels completely. And they did just that. And then all they did was call us, oh, we're not feminine, we're masculine, unladylike, and bitter, and every other name out of the Naker handbook. They all did it, every single one of them. And now what I find most interesting about that is that as soon as we start letting these bitches know who the fuck they are versus who we are, then we suddenly become elitists. Soon as we let them know that all these self-proclaimed classy bitches are scam artists, grifters, alcoholics, freak hoes, proud
Ooh.
side chicks, prostitutes, and criminals. Meanwhile, the same women you're talking shit about are the real professionals with the real degrees, and not to get it twisted, then all of a sudden that's gloating, but that's the horse that you betted on. And see, this is why I say that they all could kiss the blackest part of my asses, because it was okay for as long as they could feel superior to us. But as soon as we give them a dose of reality that a lot of them are mentally ill, attention whoring, backstabbing mammies, versus the women who actually save lives and are real nurses, doctors, scientists, military, and other types of career professionals, and even regular people who have regular jobs. We just see the bullshit for what it is. All of a sudden, we think we're better than everybody else. So we can't win either way. And to be honest with you, I don't want to at this point.
That part. Okay.
We are better too, by the way. We are. We think we better. We are better. We so much fucking better. Yes. Y'all mammy bitches are beneath us. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. Sorry, not sorry. We are elevated because we are divested and we put ourselves first. Self-preservation, bitch. Keep muling. We're better.
Look, y'all, check it the fuck out. Y'all, before I tell y'all what this is, y'all probably recognize him. That motherfucker look like a dog in the face. Do you understand me? It don't get that much uglier. Ladies, that's why I tell y'all I stop with that colorism bullshit, because I'm gonna tell you. That's black folk shit. That's number one. But number two, there's some ugly light-skinned dudes out here. Okay. It doesn't matter. Ugly come in all shades. Okay. And if somebody is on some colorism shit, get them the fuck out your life. Point blank the fuck, period. Now, that guy right there, his name is Wilson Chavez, okay? He's a funeral director of all things. He's a funeral director. Please remember that, okay? Well, a 10-year-old girl got shot and killed. Okay. He was in charge of handling her funeral. So once they got to the gravesite, he was acting as a pallbearer at her funeral. He's the funeral director and a pallbearer. He saw a guy that was there that he didn't like, okay, that worked for another funeral home, and he shot and killed him at that 10-year-old girl's funeral. Okay? I need you to understand something. With black men, everything is really like tribal in a way. How is this any different from Crips and Bloods? You mean to tell me you got a rival funeral home? How the fuck does that work? Ladies, he was quoted as saying before he shot this man that 10-year-old girl's body belonged to him. I shit you the fuck not. Just like they claim blocks, they're no better when they have a business. They're no better when they graduate from high school and college and shit. They still have that dusty ass mentality, and they on some this is my turf shit. As a funeral director with his dog face ass. And can I ask y'all a question? Why the fuck does his victim look like Black Jesus? I can't.
It's a man somewhere looking at these pictures thinking about how good they look. I promise you, somebody thinking they fine.
That man looked like a casting of Black Jesus. When I saw it, I'm like, is that the victim? They was all starting to look the same to me, y'all, as I was putting these slides together. I'm like, okay, is that the funeral director or the victim? I have no idea. Well, let me go ahead and move this shit from down here. Okay, because I did my very, very best trying to explain to you what the fuck went on with these niggas. But I'm gonna go ahead and let someone else get, in depth with the shit because it's difficult to explain this bullshit. Let's go.
For an innocent 10-year-old killed. The man killed is now identified as a pallbearer at the funeral. Another woman was also grazed by a bullet. Stephanie Ramirez, first on scene yesterday, is live at the courthouse with what she is learning today. Of course, people outraged by what went down, especially this family who was grieving.
Absolutely, Sharon. And I can tell you today, Prince George's County Police are saying that this shooting had to do with a longstanding business dispute between two different funeral services. And they did announce today that they have arrested and charged the owner of the funeral home that was actually providing yesterday's funeral service for the 10-year-old. That person has been identified as 48-year-old Wilson Wesley Chavis, and he is also identified in court documents as the owner of Compassion and Serenity Funeral Home.
Compassion and serenity. Remember that. Compassion and serenity. And this happens.
He's now facing charges that include first and second degree murder. Witnesses told us shots rang out at around the time family and friends were called to gather around the casket. Well, police said that at the cemetery, Chavis allegedly confronted two people with another funeral service, one of them the pastor there yesterday. Attendees then confronted him for disrespecting the family. Then court documents say Chavis backed up, tripped over the concrete vault lid on the ground next to the grave and fell. And as he landed, immediately pulled a pistol from his waistband, allegedly firing one shot that hit the pallbearer. And then he also allegedly fired a second shot as he stood grazing a woman in the arm with a bullet. Now, we've been seeing messages of condolences and prayers. That pallbearer, who we were told yesterday was actually a cousin of the 10-year-old who was being laid to rest yesterday. That person has been identified as 30-year-old Ronald Banks of Southeast D.C. No one from Compassion and Serenity Funeral Home has responded to our requests today. Sharon?
Yeah, I mean, it's just so maddening, right? This family now experiencing two tragedies. So talking about this business dispute that caused all of this, do we know what this was all over?
We do not at the moment. What I can tell you is that in court documents, we did find actually that the owner of the other funeral service, this is, or the head of the other funeral service, Glenda Freeman with Freeman Funeral Services, she had recently filed a peace order. This was temporary, and this was against Chavis, and this had to do with alleged harassing behavior. Now, that peace order, according to Maryland Case Search, it ended yesterday, having to do with the petitioner not showing for an early hearing yesterday morning. It doesn't say in those court documents, though, what the previous dispute was about. We may learn more tomorrow. We know Chavis is due for a bond hearing tomorrow. Back.
So, ladies, Now, when you think you found yourself a fucking unicorn, you have not. Rest assured, you have not. This sounds and reads no differently than if you have two drug dealers that are outside on a New York street corner battling over that corner. Let me explain something to you. This is what they are. So when I say all, I mean just that. Just because he has a job, that don't mean a motherfucking thing. Just because he's business minded, that don't mean shit either. Just because you see him playing with one of his children, that don't mean shit either. Y'all remember the list we just went through. We had a chef that liked to play with his fucking children. Make no mistake about it. When I say all, I mean all. And it's all about a safety thing with this area right here. Y'all, it is not worth it to go ahead and chant some shit like this. If you still feeling some type of way and still want you a black man, like I said, I will cover your goddamn story. It takes an adult to look at the risk and say, I'm not going. Even if they are your preference, you still have to assess because you're thinking about it with your feelings and your coochie instead of your actual brain. If you still want one of these motherfuckers, like I said, go for it. You grown as fuck. I can't tell you what to do. But then when something happens, I will go ahead and talk shit about you, especially if you knew. It doesn't matter what they do for a living. It doesn't matter where they come from. Parent household with one or two parent in it, educated, not educated, American, African, European, what the fuck ever. If it is a fucking dusty, it's a fucking dusty. Okay. And your safety, well-being, mental health, it deserves you to take a little bit of your feelings out of it and throw some logic in it. We talk about logic all the time behind the wall. You will do so much better if you just go ahead and use logic first and then make your next move. Stop being out here with your feelings. We have different opinions on a whole bunch of shit, but when we all remove the feelings out of it and look at the facts of the matter, at the end of the day, we all end up agreeing. Okay? Because everybody's feelings are different, but facts do not change whatsoever. Okay? Anybody got anything? You got it, Snapple?
Yeah, you see how they just completely overshadowed the poor little 10-year-old girl. I only know because somebody posted it. Shout out to Choco Cat. I guess the little girl, it was a little girl's funeral.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, these two ghetto, raggedy funeral homes was beefing. Not the funeral homes beefing.
Yes.
Like,
You got when they got the record companies be beefing, the gangs be beefing, we got rival schools. Y'all not even old enough to buy a pack of cigarettes yet. Y'all rivaling. They always got these little beefs.
That is some degenerate ass bullshit. And that is, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Like, that is some shit that's very specific to Blackistan. Everybody else seems to know how to function and have disputes and conflict and rivalry and do it in a way that's conducive and productive where they're not shooting each other. But Blackistan, oh God, this is ghetto.
There was a whole bunch of other professions I could have put up there. Amazon drivers, the dusty ones are dusty as fuck. You got teachers. Y'all already seen several black male teachers up here doing the wrong thing. You got coaches. Of course you got the what are the motherfuckers called? Garbage men and all that shit. If there's a black male involved, it's gonna be an issue. Okay. Speaking of motherfuckers that deliver shit, it's the black males are dishonest. Okay. That when they're presented with two things, they're going to choose the wrong thing because that's how they do. Take a look, ladies.
Tonight at 6, take a good look at this man you see walking into a Metro East pet store. Police are trying to find the Amazon driver for the choice he made and the action he didn't take. Thanks for being here at 6. I'm Corey Stark.
And I'm Samantha Jones. Only News 4's Russell Kinsall is live in Fairview Heights tonight with a story that's spreading online.
Guys, Amazon employees giveth, but police are looking for one who taketh away. On Saturday, a customer here at the Tie-Dye Iguana pet store in Fairview Heights dropped his wallet next to where he had parked. Well, on surveillance video, an Amazon employee can be seen picking it up. But instead of turning it in, police say he used the credit cards instead. The Tie-Dye Iguana caters to reptile lovers.
I have 12. 12. 6 snakes, 6 lizards.
Word was getting around among customers about the pet store's post on Facebook about an Amazon delivery driver finding a wallet in the parking lot Saturday and then using the credit cards in it to make purchases.
It's kind of disappointing to know, it's just a simple act of kindness to pick up the wallet and go turn it in,
On surveillance video, it's hard to see, but a customer drops a black wallet as they're closing their truck door. Shortly, the Amazon driver pulls up, gets out, and watch as he leans down and picks up the wallet, puts it in his pocket. Then he walked into the store and left some paperwork. But while still on duty, he's accused of racking up nearly $1,500 in purchases using credit cards from the wallet.
To see something like that happen is kind of crazy. It kind of makes you think, what about my packages at home? What if I drop my own wallet in front of my own doorstep?
The O'Fallon Police Department is investigating and asking for the public's help identifying the man.
There he is. Now, when y'all saw him get out that goddamn car or drive that truck or whatever the fuck you want to call it, he didn't even pause. He picked it up and it went directly in his pocket. When I tell you doing the wrong thing is second nature to them, they don't have any attachments to you. They don't have any attachments to their children. They don't have any attachments to the people that they share a society with. Okay. They look, people are tight on money in a lot of instances right now. They don't give a fuck. Okay. While he was on duty, he went on ahead and spent $1,500 of this person's money. Now, the average American, that hurts their pocket. Okay. It is said, if y'all look it up, the average American cannot survive $1,000 emergency if they have to go get something fixed or they suffer something medical. That's the average American. So he didn't give a fuck whatsoever. He went on ahead and picked that shit up and commenced the shopping while on the goddamn clock. Ladies, make sure y'all have a Ring camera as well, because like that white woman said, if you drop your shit and can't find it and you recently got a delivery, that might have happened to you, by the way. Okay. Aaliyah, you got anything on this dumb bastard?
Oh yeah, I'm paging all of the they need jobs bitches to the office. I need to see y'all in my office immediately, because y'all saying that all they need is jobs. That's your excuse or reasoning behind everything, right? Well, he has a job, right? So he is, even at work, he would be considered a unicorn. He has a job, he's working, and he still gets out of his car while he's at work and finds a way to do this shit. So I want them to show up and explain to me what is his reasoning behind stealing people's shit and spending over $1,500 on somebody else's credit cards and all kinds of shit like that. Please tell me, because he has a job. So I'm calling y'all to the office. Hit the link and let me know.
I'm telling you, that's an excellent point. Ladies, y'all remember there was a very popular person whom I used to let come on this panel a lot. Okay. And that's where me and her disagreed about, black folk needing jobs and they wouldn't commit as much crimes. I'm sorry, that's not the case. A lot of these people, both male and female, commit crimes on their fucking job. That's why that shit don't make no sense. So when they hide behind poverty as something that's driving them to do crimes, that's a goddamn lie. Go ahead, Kyra.
Well, I think you and Aaliyah are missing a key factor into that. She didn't say that, them getting that black males having jobs would prevent any crime. She said that it would reduce black femicide.
Oh my God. How so? How the fuck does that even make any sense? Y'all, there's the logic again. How does that make any sense when you have rich black males that they play sports and that type of shit, they rappers or whatever, and they still commit heinous acts of DV and unaliving? That's not true. Black people, there's another content creator out here. He's a white male, and he says it's actually inverted. And I happen to agree with that. He says poverty doesn't cause crime, right? Crime causes poverty. I happen to agree with that shit, because guess what? When you are known to be fucking criminals, nobody wants to build businesses in your area. Therefore, you don't have any jobs there because no businesses are around. Okay. These people will commit crimes even if they were filthy fucking rich. I can guarantee you the majority of them would still keep your shit, keep your wallet, keep your debit card or what the fuck ever if they were laced with cash. They can have $1 million and you just dropped $80. They're going to pick it up and put it right in their pocket and go, oh, girl, you dropped $80. Really? Let me help you look for it. They the type of motherfuckers that'll steal your wallet and then stay behind to help you look for it. I have seen it over and over and over again. I shit you the fuck not. This shit is corny as hell. And I wish one of you motherfuckers would hit that goddamn link, right? To see what the fuck the tea is. Let me put my banner up.
And see,
Jesus
what he
Christ. Go
did is
ahead.
why they can't keep jobs. See, it's not that they can't get jobs, they can't keep jobs. See, because they can't keep their hands off of shit that does not belong to them. That's the thing. See, they can get jobs. Can they keep them? Absolutely fucking not. That's part of the problem. So that's why I say miss me with that all they need is jobs bullshit. Because to be honest with you, she's not the only one that had put that bullshit out there that all they need is jobs. Yeah, that's a running fucking joke among the mammies. Like, no, bitch, your men, they can get these jobs. Can they keep them? Absolutely fucking not. Because let's just be honest. They half-ass do the job. They want to try to get away with doing the least amount of work. So they're going to do the bare minimum. And they can't even pass the drug test to save their lives. They got you pissing in the cup for them in order to get the job. But then they won't stop smoking weed and doing other shit long enough to keep the jobs. I mean, can we really be honest tonight?
Oh, and don't forget, they can't control their dicks for 5 minutes. You know how they get on these jobs, always in a woman's face, being extra, and then when you tell them no, they have a damn hissy fit on the job, causing all types of problems. No, they are a liability in the workplace.
There's a hospital, y'all. I promise you. And whoever that is in the back, I'm coming. Give me 1 second. It used to be called South Fulton Medical Center. Aaliyah and Kyra may know what the fuck that is. It's in East Point, Georgia. There was a time where they were doing remodeling and they closed down a floor. Okay. I've done contracts all over Georgia, including in South Fulton. So check it out. While that floor was closed on the night shift, they had to let go of several environmental workers, right? Environmental services. That's basically housekeeping, ladies, and a few registered nurses. Why? Because they were on that floor fucking. Do you understand me? Those beds were still there, and those nurses was fucking on those environmental services black men at that job. Okay, they got fucking caught. The whole it was a mess. So you got women that took their ass to school, and nursing school ain't no fucking joke, especially when you go into a higher level and you fixing to be a MSN. Pull the fuck up, right? You threw that all away for a motherfucker that comes in, already got 2-3 baby mamas, and they dumping trash out the fucking room, and you throwing your legs up at your job to fuck him. They have lost their ever-loving mind. I shit you the fuck not. I can't see this, but and your default pick ain't coming through. May I help you? Hello? All right, I'm fixing to ban your account because I ain't got time for this shit. You've been back here the entire time, and then when you get pulled up, your ass don't have nothing to say. Give me a second, y'all.
I think it's interesting, DZ, that you've had a lot of outspoken mammies and fence sitters in your comment sections, but they're not clicking the link. I'm a little disappointed. I wanted a little bit of smoke. Where y'all at?
Well, that's where they have to twerk, because here's the thing. If you don't come up here with facts and figures, it's going to be an issue. If you come up here talking about your son and talking about how you feel, you're going to get shut the fuck down, because this ain't about feelings. It's about what actually happened and what's continuing to happen. It's about the receipts. It's about what's documented. It's about what's on video. It's not about your fucking cousin because you like him so much. Bitch, I don't care about that. And that, my dear, is why they don't click the fucking link. Ladies, I have an update. Do y'all remember that little boy, that 6-year-old boy that went on ahead and shot his teacher in the face? Well, his mama got a few problems coming up. Let's go.
We begin with an update on breaking news. We've just learned the mother of the 6-year-old boy accused of shooting his Newport News teacher will plead guilty to federal charges. That's according to Deja Taylor's attorney, James Ellison. Taylor faces federal gun and drug charges.
Gun and drug. That's his mother. Okay. Remember when the mammies was saying, well, y'all ain't seen no picture of his parents. He might not even be black. Girl, bye. Y'all say that shit every time. As soon as the pictures come out, you start running and you move on to the next subject, right? Because the next subject is Chika and the baby and motherfucking Zonnique. Let's go.
She's already charged in Newport News after police say her son took her gun to Rich Neck Elementary School back in January.
Sarah Hammond joins us in the studio. And Sarah, what can you tell us about this?
Well, like you said, Deja Taylor is now facing federal gun and drug charges. And according to her attorney, she plans to plead guilty. Newport News police previously said Taylor legally purchased the 9mm handgun her son used to shoot his first grade teacher. But a newly filed federal complaint now says Taylor lied on her application to purchase and possess the gun. New documents from federal prosecutors accuse Taylor of unlawfully using marijuana while in possession of a gun and making a false statement during the purchase of a firearm. Prosecutors say Taylor made a false claim when buying her gun in 2022. Documents say she told workers of the gun store that she did not use drugs, but federal prosecutors say she was, quote, in fact, an unlawful user of marijuana. Marijuana is legal in Virginia, but not federally. When you buy a gun, you're required to answer if you use or are addicted to controlled substances, which includes marijuana, on the required documents. In a statement, Taylor's attorney James Ellenson said by pleading guilty, it eliminates the need for the government to take the case to a grand jury. Ellenson goes on to say they think the terms of their agreement with federal authorities are fair, and those terms will be disclosed when they enter the plea in the next couple of weeks. Back to you.
All right, Sarah, thank you. And the 25-year-old is already criminally indicted on a...
Listen, y'all, she's a hot mess. That family's a hot mess. Do you know when this first happened, she blamed the teacher, ladies? She blamed the teacher because she wasn't paying attention to him. Again, he has ADHD. They always fall back on that, and he was not getting enough attention from his teacher. Therefore, he went home and, let's just keep it real, ladies, did a premeditated murder. I am elated. She didn't die, excuse me, did a premeditated shooting. Correction. I am elated that she's going to jail. And we need to see more of this shit, because if you can't just simply tell the mammies, control your kids and leave it there, then stuff like this needs to happen. Okay, you can't control your kid. Well, we gonna control your child, or you gonna go ahead and get locked the fuck up federally. And with federal prison, it's not like state prison. There is no such thing as federal parole. You gonna do at least 90% of your goddamn time. So she's gonna be gone for a little minute. Lying on applications. That's another thing that the mammies do all the fucking time. I don't know why they didn't look the shit up or do a drug screen. I guess they expect for you to be on the honor system in order to obtain a weapon. I don't know. But listen, I'm so happy her motherfucking ass is going to jail. Aaliyah, you got anything?
No, you pretty much said it all. I'm tired of these people. I'm tired of these mammies and their children, especially their fucking sons. And I'm so glad that now we're starting to see that if they can at least get them, do something with their mammies, please do.
I'm loving this shit. I really am. Snapple's the one that actually kept updating me on her, because me and Snapple kind of followed this shit, because it was very alarming that a 6-year-old was able to operate a gun. Yet the little innocent motherfucker, that motherfucker was able to pull, aim, fire, and do whatever the fuck he did. That you don't get the gift of innocence any goddamn more when you're shooting at people. Go ahead, Snapple. My bad.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I had typed in the chat, pay attention, weed heads. We went on our little reefer rant a couple lives ago. But anyway, I'm glad that whatever technicality or whatever, I'm glad that something got this bitch caught up, because that was very irresponsible for her to have that gun out where her little rock-headed ass son could take it and unleash his evilness on that poor teacher. And I'm so glad she's suing the district. I'm so glad that this mammy is being charged. I'm happy. I hope she gets prosecuted to the fullest extent.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue to follow this shit, because they need to go ahead and lock this bitch up and keep her there. And by the way, I'm gonna follow that fucking son too, because I'm gonna make another prediction in this motherfucker.
Yeah, because
that motherfucker's going to jail by the time he's an adult. There, I said it. Pull up. Go ahead, Aaliyah.
Because they were too, fully prepared to let him walk away with no type of consequences whatsoever, just based upon his age. And that never sat right with me. I didn't think that was right. Like, come on now. Because the teacher said herself that she'll never forget the look in his eye when he actually pulled the gun out. So it wasn't a mistake. He literally and deliberately pulled the gun out, focused on her, aimed, looked her in her eye, and pulled the trigger. So that's not like that was a mistake. He meant to do that. It was intentional. And so my thing is, like I said, they were gonna let him get away with that. And the teacher kind of pissed me off too, because she was saying that she didn't want him to have any real consequences. I think to myself, so y'all think he's just supposed to walk away from this? So okay, well, fine, get his mama then. And I'm glad. I'm glad that that's the angle that they're going with it. So now maybe we'll finally get somewhere if they have to suffer the consequences of this shit.
Mm-hmm. More legislators need to do that. Go ahead, Kyra. My bad. And then I'm gonna check the back.
Well, Aaliyah, you've said this several times before. This also applies to the adult. Ooh, cicadas. I was about to say a different word, but I caught myself. But you've said this before, Aaliyah. Like these mammies who hide their thuns, degenerate behavior, the ones when they bail them out of jail, they need to face charges when their thuns commit a crime when they're out on bail.
Mm-hmm. And that happens a lot.
Yes, I think that we'll finally get somewhere then. And people can be up in their feelings about that too. But I mean, what the fuck do y'all want the regular people in society to do? These things they are running amok.
Well, the thing is, they expect everybody else to just be willing victims to their thuns, and we're not going. More and more Black women are divesting and not going, and greater society isn't going anymore. We're not going to be willing victims to your thuns, and if you're going to bail them out and hide the bodies, literally and figuratively, then you can catch charges too. And I don't care if you're his 97-year-old grandma. If you bailed him out, you can go to jail too. You can spend your final years in a prison nursing home.
I agree. Get them.
It's mine. Are you Dusty?
I've come for you, you foolish female. Are you ready to talk to me or die, idiot? I'm here for your ass and how it's attached to your brain.
I'm unmoved. I'm unmoved. You understand me? I'm unmoved. Period. You, sir, can go ahead and kick rocks with the Jesus flip-flops on. I pictured someone in their mother's basement playing Game of Thrones, the online version, trying to get a 13-year-old to meet him at the Quick Trip ass bitch. That's what I saw. That's what the fuck I saw in my head. Y'all are so fucking creepy and weird. Go find somebody to play with. Go tell your mama with her black ass to go ahead and give you a kiss. I know you need one, sir. That's scary. I hope you're not still in school, because I feel for your teachers as well. Jesus H.
That voice alone, he sounds like somebody who live action role playing. Like he's a larker. That's what he's one of the dark lords of the of the Chronicles of Narnia somewhere. That shit was goofy as fuck.
What they be playing now? Dungeons and Dragons. You know they pulling up for Pride Month though, DZ. That's why they pulling up. Shout out to the Pride Month and rainbows and stuff.
Now, DZ, you needed to sort of preface that statement. You told him to go get a kiss from his mama, but we know how these mammies and their thuns can take that too far. So you should clarify a kiss on the forehead, not a kiss anywhere else.
Child, he can. Let me not say that up here. That's some Discord shit. Yeah, he can go kiss his mama. That's as far as I'm gonna go with that shit. Wherever it goes after that, go ahead on little black boy. Go and do what you got to do. Let me move this from up here. Right, ladies, check it out. Like I said earlier in the live, the world is changing. I got some shit to show y'all. I love where this is going. Let me show you what Blackistan has brought the rest of the world to. I've never seen anything like this before outside of a movie, okay? Because of all of the looting, the lack of employees, quality employees that's going to treat their customers right, the shoplifting, and all this shit here. It's coming to a store near you, Black women. So get the fuck ready. Don't cuss them out. Don't sit up there and say that, hey, this is inconveniencing to me. I just wanted to run in and run back out there. Y'all doing too motherfucking much. Y'all, watch this shit. It's beautiful.
Very controversial new Whole Foods in Washington, D.C. You have to scan to check in. You have to scan to check out. You You have to scan to leave the checkout, and then you have to scan to leave the store.
Pull up. This is where they're having to go because all these left-wing areas are not putting motherfuckers in jail for what they call petty crimes called shoplifting. They don't know anything about business. When people steal your product over and over and you're not making yourself operate in the black and constantly operating in the red, you don't have enough for payroll. You don't have enough to keep the shelf stocked. They don't know about business. So you got to scan the whole time you at the fucking store before you come in, on the way in, on the way on the checkout, and then after the checkout. I'd like to see that again. Ladies, it's coming to a store near you.
Very controversial new Whole Foods in Washington, D.C. You have to scan to check in. You have to scan to check out. You have to scan to leave the checkout. And then you have to scan to leave the store.
Oh, yes. People are making very good moves. Ladies, get armed. Make sure that your doorbell and your windows and all that shit has a little camera. They're cheap. They're cheap. It doesn't have to be Ring. Ring runs a little bit higher than the other, smaller companies. But get you a cheap ass camera. Make sure that your doors are secure and get ready because this world is changing. It's changing. I want to show y'all one more thing before y'all go and I head to Discord. Remember I said they're finna be hungry? Oh, they're getting very, very hungry that certain things have to be locked the fuck up. All that C-19 shit and those provisions and that type of shit, it's over. It's over. There's no more free shit. And as we move on and move forward, you're going to see more types of shit like this. Let's get it.
Nah. They put locks on the freezer. Wait. Who done took the Briars? They done got... I'm in Jersey. I never seen nothing like this in my life. They locked up the ice cream?
Yep, got that bang.
They taking ice cream, sir?
A lot.
A lot? Those fat fucks.
Like this.
You lying. So if I want ice cream, I gotta ask.
Yeah.
God damn it. Can't even sneak a snack. Wow. This is crazy. No, y'all could keep this. I'm staying in Jersey. Y'all could keep.
She can say that all she wants to, but it's headed to Jersey too. So that's what it is. I love being the predictor. What's going on, babe?
You didn't hear what she just said? Damn, I can't even sneak a snack. She the reason. Bitches like her is the reason they gotta lock the shit up. Like, bitch, what you mean? You can't even sneak a snack. Girl, bye.
That's Blackistan, y'all. They changing your world, okay? And it's gonna get worse. But make no mistake about it. In a few years, it's going to get a lot better for everybody else. Y'all going to see a repeat of the 80s, but with digital shit. Watch. Go ahead.
I mean, at least she better be grateful they still let her ass in the store and they just got it locked up. Because we already see where this shit is going and you already mentioned it. You're not even going to be allowed in the store in a minute. You're going to have to order your shit and they're going to bring it out there to you. So if you think you could just go inside the store, no, it ain't going to be none of that in a minute.
I love it. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. I'll see y'all on Taco Tuesday. The rest of y'all, I'll see y'all behind the wall. And that's what's up. Be safe. Talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye.
Have a good weekend, y'all.
Thank you.